Welcome to Royal Exclusive News. Today's top story: reports and speculation surrounding a possible Sussex return have sparked fresh discussions. But how might Prince William and Princess Catherine react if such a situation were to unfold?
Of people who receive it, and so that prompted them to look at what they might do instead, and they created a bespoke system where he does sometimes get police protection depending on what he's doing.
Case by case
by case.
Yeah.
It's not unreasonable. It's not an unreasonable position for the government to have taken. And for Harry to try and blame it all on his father is deeply personally emotional, and it is emotional blackmail.
And that's been one of the problems in terms of reconciliation, hasn't it? The other one is with his brother. We can talk about the kind of wider public reaction they might get when they come back. But what about with William and Catherine? What does Harry and Meghan's return say for them? How do they feel about it, do we think? And what does it mean in terms of those family relations?
I think that William and Catherine are furious about this, and I think that it's almost like Harry and Meghan are coming back after all the terrible things have happened in the last 5 years or so, and they're just coming back for the good part, you know, where William has had to hold so much on his back, the cancer diagnosis of his father, then his wife, you know, the death of the Queen, that all these things have happened. And, you know, the royal family was skeletal at one point. They really didn't even have enough working members to send around to different events and different things like that. And the brand was...
a gaping hole where Harry and Meghan should have been.
Yes, totally. And the brand was suffering massively. And then, of course, on top of that, you had all the Andrew stuff, which completely, again, was like another massive bullet to the royal family and their reputation. And it seems like Harry and Meghan are just coming back after all that's washed away. And I think that's going to be a major problem, not to mention all the different crosstalk and cross-advising that's been happening. I just think that Harry and Meghan are being very opportunistic. They're using the final years of the king being alive in order to get their foot back in the door. And because they know that after that, it's not going to happen. If William is king, they're not coming back.
Can we not see that, though, as, you know, the king is ill and this is a son who thinks, actually, you know, I do want to spend time with my father and I desperately want my children to know him.
I think Harry's had a reckoning. It is all of those things, but there's another dimension to it, which, you know, you mentioned the disintegration of the Sussexes in America, and I think Harry has actually, there are some signs that he has realised that he was wrong about some stuff, you know, including him talking about the way he sees the media. There's been, you know, he went on at the Deal Book New York Times summit and said that actually, you know, he tries not to read the media anymore, which is the advice that his father gave him. Charles told him, just don't read it, darling boy. And I think he realised...
And certainly don't read all the comments.
And certainly don't read all the comments,
which
exactly.
we know that is what they were doing.
And so they've been humbled in America. Charles has now become ill, and the Queen's passed away. You know, Harry has been forced to consider the mortality of members of his family. He'd already lost Philip. And now he's staring down the barrel of having very little in America. He's completely lost interest in his American life. He's not said anything positive about America since about February 2024, ever since Trump got re-elected. He has zero interest in the country he's moved to, more interested in Canada and Australia than he is in America, but particularly more interested in Britain.
Which could, of course, have been places that they could have carved out a life and
They
a
could
role
easily have
themselves.
moved to either country. Obviously, Australia loves Harry and Meghan, don't they?
Yes. No, but I do think the success of that trip was, in some ways, you know, it was successful in some ways. So I think that did pave the way for them saying, OK, Britain might be OK to come back to.
Absolutely. And,
so, yeah.
and I do think that, you know, I don't think this is Harry and Meghan wanting to kind of come back and just do this one little thing and get a PR boost. I think Harry might want to move back here in a more permanent way. Well, he just...
I mean, I can't see... It's a nice life they've got, though, in California, isn't it? We've seen him surfing and...
Why wind down your charity? You know, they've wound down Archwell, so it was running its own programmes, and they're not doing that anymore.
Did Archwell not wind down itself?
Well, you know,
I do think when you look at Archwell, the crumbling of the Spotify deal, the Netflix deal coming to a close, as you say,
so
the Jam company not doing very well at all, and of the other podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, you know, Meghan's businesses are. This is why I find this timing all very suspicious. But I
well,
think,
no, I mean, suspicious is one way to kind of put a
But you're right
spin
about
on
the
it.
reckoning.
Yeah, like it's one person suspicious is another person's them finally accepting reality. Like, I don't think there's necessarily subterfuge there. I just think that they've been forced to confront the fact that what they thought was going to happen when they moved to America has not happened. And in Meghan's case, she's still got Doria. You know, she grew up in America. It's her country.
Thank you for watching Royal Exclusive News. What do you think? How do you believe Prince William and Princess Catherine would react if the Sussexes were to return? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest